All right, so welcome to the Game Lounge. Uh, so uh, I am your host, Game Lounge 78, and I'm going to play some Street Fighter 5 today. So um, I had to kind of cut over to YouTube for a bit. I think hopefully the gaming gods have looked over and said, "Oh, you know, maybe there's now there's people looking at my tweet." So I'm not a fan of uncontrolled bots. There are a lot of tools out there to use, but those tools are supposed to be used by the streamer themselves. Unless you give someone else access to your stream, it's not cool. So I also turn off the noise compression on the mic because now I'm piping directly into the sound card. So the sound card sounded like felt like it was triple filtered or something like that. So I turned all that off. I didn't realize the audio is actually pretty crappy. But I also turned the mic boost down. It was like plus 30. So that's pretty high. That's extremely high. I don't need it that loud. But before we start, I'm just gonna talk about the one thing I talked about on my previous stream. I just didn't publish it to YouTube until I thought I can get something a little more quality out of it. If the previous stream, if it is published, then I'm gonna delete it, replace it with this one. All right, until I get something a little bit better, in quality is about in regards to the stream. All right, so AMD kept quiet on releasing their Vulkan drivers. All right, so they have them ready, the Vulkan runtime. However, its beta, and this particular beta is not geared to in time, or it's not geared to consumers as of yet. It is, but it isn't. It is a runtime for Vulkan SDK 1.0. However, it is actually designed to capture the developers' audience right now. So they really want to get their hands. Oh, they want the developers to get their hands on this SDK, start making games for it, anything they can come up with for it. All right, but if you want to try it out, give it a shot and see what you think about Vulkan. NVIDIA they didn't keep quiet on Vulkan. They said they will support Vulkan from the Kepler GPUs and above. However, AMD. And I use the names. I didn't mention a person. All right, so AMD basically says yes. Of course, we're going to support it. Which AMD is a part of the HSA working group, the Heterogeneous System Architecture working group, and they're also a part of the Chronos working group. So it's a massive parallel programming working groups. A lot of them out there, and so if you want to see what they're doing in the working groups, or if you just want to see what they're doing on either NVIDIA or AMD's pages, try going to their game pages, their development pages. I try to stay off third-party sites, or news sites that try to report something that they're only paid to report. The division, it's coming out now, the beta. The beta's crashed. It's crap. Street Fighter 5, the game I'm playing here. It's jacked up. We can't get the full game out of it. But when you go to the developer pages, when you talk to other folks, and when you read and understand what they're about, it becomes a bit clear. In this case, Vulkan is designed to reduce overhead by using low-level instructions, all right, from the GPUs, and utilizing the combined resources of RAM, CPU, and GPU. So that's AMD's initiative. In NVIDIA's initiative is totally different. All right, it's totally different. It's not like NVIDIA. They wanted NVIDIA to become part of the heterogeneous system architecture. However, AMD they pitched their reasoning behind it. And so they actually are part of the HSA working group. They have not registered, and I haven't checked to see if they registered as of yet, and maybe they are at this point. But their plan with the Pascal is to bypass the PCIe 3 and 4 standards, because they know that it would take years to make a GPU fully compliant for PCIe 3 as well as PCIe 4. The truth is in the pudding with the X79 Fatality chipset. This particular chipset, if you purchase it and you have a Kepler GPU, this GPU signaling was turned off for PCIe 3. A lot of customers were pissed off because it was marketed to say, hey, it supports PCIe 3. However, NVIDIA explained that based on their research and testing, it failed many of the PCIe standards. It could lead to corrupt displays, or it could lead to a lot of corruption or issues, driver issues, crashes if you enable PCIe 3. So they put a patch out there to say, hey, let's turn on PCIe 3 for the Kepler GPUs. However, we won't support it. If you come to us and say, hey, my drivers keep crashing, my car keeps rebooting my PC, why? What happened? After thorough analysis, oh, I installed this patch that enabled PCIe 3 on this Kepler GPU. They're gonna turn you away and go, well, we can't support that, which is true. All right. If anything with NVIDIA, you probably want to go with their latest and greatest, the Maxwell GPUs, which is I believe the 900 series and some 700 series. They actually upgraded the firmware so that they can work with the Maxwell. I think a lot of the 700 series, which are Kepler based, they're basically turning cheek to those. All right, so they've turned away from those particular GPUs. Okay, so in the same sense, and this isn't the topic, Street Fighter 5. Hey, customers are mad about. I don't have all the full features of this game. It's not ready. It's not here. Well, the game's ready. The game is here. The game is ready. However, there's a new culture out there, and it's not just home gamers. It's not just your Marios and your Sonics. You got the guys that sit back and they play these games and they beat them and they're done. You got now the competitors. The competitors want more. The competitors wanting to learn more. The competitors wanting to use and look at frame data. The competitors doing things like, hey, I want to see if this move pushes me back. If this move would, how much would it stun? There's a lot of things that Street Fighter 5 is actually going to create, and it's going to pave the way for it, as well as Mortal Kombat and as well as Killer Instinct. These games that produce the frame data and things like that, they are actually, if you think about it, it's kind of like research. You're actually studying the game. You want to see how much of this game is going to either challenge you or draw you back to the game. That's been kind of their mistake of Street Fighter 4. Game came out and it didn't draw anybody back after the first few times. You got to unlock the characters, and people put it away. It's Street Fighter 4, it's okay. But when the arcade edition arrived, that's when the competitive nature arrived as well. All right, more characters. Now everybody's like, wow, wait a minute, there's a lot of changes to this game. New moves, new characters, new hitboxes. And then that's when the players themselves started discovering holes within the game. This move doesn't correctly punch. This fireball hits one time, not two times. This uppercut is too cheap. This hurricane kick is too quick. Things like that. Well, with Ultra Street Fighter 4, they've made many corrections to those. So the only way that Capcom could really make a real good game is to allow their games to go to the competitive arena, i.e., put it online and let's see how online does. So the reason Street Fighter V takes time, and like wine, it's gonna get better. You gotta see your online gameplay first. You need to look at the online capabilities, your PS4 to PC crossplay. Right now, the owners of PS4 don't have to adjust their GPUs. For instance, in my opinion, they don't have to go in and adjust their GPU qualities to play online. Just play. PC owners, by default, the GPU is extremely high, and you have to adjust it for online play. With that being said, you'd have to buy one of those high bandwidth memory GPUs to even get on par with the PS4. That's how powerful the API is. So because of those things like that, because of the coding, because of the way the GPU processes data, that is exactly why Vulkan is needed. That's why we need APIs, these low-level APIs like Vulkan and DirectX 12 and Mantle. That's why we need them. Even though they're kind of they're difficult to code, but that is the reason why we need to move into Vulkan pretty quick. And OpenGL, it's really a complement to OpenGL, but we need to really move into the more low-level API games. Most indie developers are going to use DirectX 9 Charlie because it's easier to program. DirectX 11 gets a little tough to program, but there's more DirectX 11 games that are slowly coming up. No one's really getting into DirectX 10 anymore. And of course, there's only really one DirectX 12 game, Ashes of the Singularity. If you really want to see Vulkan in action, though, download Dota 2. It is free. It is Vulkan ready. All right, so that game, that's why. I don't know about the League of Legends. I don't know if they've converted over, but Vulkan is definitely implemented in Dota 2. The other thing I want to just talk about again, I'll cut briefly on this one, the Discord app. It's really coming along, and now I see Discord being integrated into Windows. Windows is or to streams, competitive streams. I see that they have a Discord going, the new Discord overlay now. So if you're on this particular or a particular stream and you're watching, if you want to, if you don't want to Twitch it, you don't want to use Twitch or YouTube Gaming to chat, you can go right into Discord and just start chatting. You can find people to connect to a lot easier in Discord. You probably can, find other servers a lot quicker in Discord. So you have a lot more widespread options in Discord now. So to include this overlay, the overlay is pretty sweet. All right, so now it recognizes the games, and now you can, play your games. And or other people will see you playing a specific game, if it's in Steam in particular, or a PC game that it recognizes, but they have to collect all the data first. Alright, so let's get to the game. Let's play some Street Fighter. And so before we do, of course, ensure you heed my warning. Alright, so let's start some Street Fighter 5, and my Ducker is running. Before I start, I just installed a different version of well, not really a different version, but I reinstalled the Radeon Crimson driver again, and with that, I just need to ensure that my my application settings are put back for the GPU that is used. I normally don't like to enable VSync. As a matter of fact, I always keep it off. I don't turn VSync on at all. You know, VSync is a thing of the past, and it's about time they need to enable vertical the adaptive VSync. So that's just something that you know, I'm gonna just do real quick. But I just want to ensure that I'm also using DisplayPort, so it's a little bit different from the use of the DVI cable. All right, so I'm all set, and capture is up, and so I'm going to bring up Steam and let's play some Street Fighter 5. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna continue Legend of Heroes a little bit more in detail. Maybe probably this Friday coming up. It's gonna be a very interesting game. I mean, there's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. So let's. I didn't categorize it yet. All right, here we go. All right, so it's logging into the server, and I'm gonna do just a little bit of practice with Chun-Li, and then so let me add this to the audio ducker. Soundtrack is awesome. Alright, so the audio ducker should be on now. And actually, let me save this thing before I forget. Alright, so the soundtrack is just banging, man. So I turned down like the bass. I don't have access, or I don't have control to turn down the bass. But I did turn off that noise suppression thing, so it shouldn't sound like a freaking water bottle anymore. And again, I'm getting the full sound now because like I have no choice. Holy crap, this game is like blazing loud, man. So I urge you to turn down your microphones and stuff. It's like great, or your audio. I guess I could cut down on what you hear. I guess that's fair. Alright, so
Chun-Li.
Now, let's begin.
I'm telling you that the sound is like neck breaking. Alright, so I think I can do this. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I gotta learn all over again. See, when I play Ultra Street Fighter 4, you know, I gotta come back and learn more about how the moves and everything is like gonna be a little fluid. So see, because it's very different. Like I said, the moves, they're really fluid, and they just like I gotta understand how a lot of these moves are. So let me try this. Alright, so I mean, I can it's different with the display port. I don't know what I guess I don't know what the real difference is, I guess, with the I guess what you see versus what I'm actually looking at. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. I completely forgot that I'm streaming this thing at 60 frames a second. So I gotta like quit thinking that my stream looks like crap. So it's actually it's down like that for a reason. So I keep forgetting when I'm doing YouTube gamings. Holy crap, man. Let me try that again. I see something. I gotta get close in on them though. So this is different. Let me see. So I need to know if I can combo off that. See, if I get close, then like I can. That's two. But I need to know if I can combo off that. So that's just a trip up, really. So I could say, oh, I could mix it up and just miss the first hit, come with the second, and then trip them up with. Maybe I could trip them up with, you know. So I could. You see, so I can come with all kinds of stuff to mix up. I could do that. I could say. So there's all kinds of mix-ups. So a lot of people, you know, really don't care about the mix-ups, but like, you could do tons of mix-ups in any fighting game, but you gotta know, like, you gotta do it to throw people off. So see, I could just. So that's just a nice mix-up. Because you know this isn't like Killer Instinct or, you know, Ultra Street Fighter 4 you can hit a major combo with. So you gotta try something new, you know. Now if I want to get in and do a combo, that's when I gotta double dash. Or I could say, I could mix it up by Kyoken and then a kick, flip kick. So you can't really combo off that. So that's why it throws. See, like, it's just a move. So Chun-Li, you know, you can't think about too many connecting combos with Chun-Li if you want to win with her. So you could just be like, you could do the flip, and then maybe a medium into a kick. So you know, and you could start something from that. So there's all kinds of things. So that's what's pretty tough about this. So can I combo off that? So I can say, or see, it kind of pushed me back. So if I hold back in medium punch, it pushes me back. So pushes me back a lot. So I don't know if I can mix that up with anything. Maybe if I do a medium and then come in with a fierce like that. So you know, I could do that. There's all kinds of small mix-ups you can do. Also, that's interesting. So I just did. Also, I connected that first time. So there it is. So it does connect. So if I do jab the medium, it pushes me back. So I cannot connect the low medium kick. See, I missed by just a hair. So yeah, it's got to be like, it's got to be that right there. So how about a jump in with a strong medium punch, and then I could do a crouching medium to a kick, and maybe into an ultra. So it didn't connect, but yeah, it didn't connect at all. So, but that's cool. Let's see if we can do some casual matches. Let's see who's out there. Let's just search. I just love this mic because, like, when I push down on it, it doesn't, like, look at that. It's very strong. You guys need to look for one of these HyperX headphones.
Another fight is coming your way.
Alright, so let's do it. Another fight is coming my way. Who am I against here? I got Chun-Li, so it's by default. I'm level 8 too, but alright, so Shooter Man. I'm gonna remember that in this stream. I'm gonna go back to my streams and I'm gonna take names.
Wanna see my kung fu?
You can press start anytime, but hey, I like to. Holy crap, man!
Boom! That's how you start the fight and finish it quickly.
All right, let's go.
Fight.
Keep clocking. Keep clocking. Keep clocking. And take this. Keep clocking. Hey. I won't let up on you.
I'm not playing, man. If you can hear me, good game, man. I'm always say that. Nice.
Hadouken! I won't let up on you!
Not today. Good game. Good game, shooter man.
You win.
Good game, shooter man. Seriously, good game, man. Seriously, good game, shooter man. I can tell, you know, he's Laura's dangerous. If you know what you're doing with Laura, you know, Laura's a beast, man.
Another fight is coming your way.
All right, so let's go. Let's get it. This is gonna be a fun fight. So who's this? JL Kurt ID 89. Hey, what's going on, man? Hopefully you can hear me one day, but I'll let him play the cutscene. So I don't even know, like, oh man, the video just like locked up. Hopefully there we go. So Capcom, you need to pay attention now. I'm doing this now.
My kung fu. I'll show you.
Round one. Fight.
Hadouken!
Nice. Nice.